Welcome to another episode of Beer Bros and BS. I'm Dave. Tonight I'm joined with
Deb, Issa, Tony,
JJ.
Tonight's episode we're going to be talking about video games and upcoming E3. We have a few beers tonight. First beer is brought to us by Tony.
It's Grapefruit Sculpin from Ballast Point.
Our second beer is...
it's going to be from Heavy Seas Brewing. It's the Siren Noir.
Our third beer.
I have the St. Bernardus AB212 oak aged, so it's a little bit different than the typical AB212 that's out there.
And the fourth beer is I brought Undead Party Crasher by Clown Shoes. So, like I said, Tony, you want to talk about the first beer?
Sure. First beer is Grapefruit Sculpin from Ballast Point Brewing Company out of San Diego. And it's a grapefruit IPA, 7% alcohol by volume. And in a first for the podcast, we've got it in both cans and bottles. So I wanted to try to compare each one and see if there's a difference and which is better.
So we're doing science now.
Yeah, exactly.
We're myth busting.
And recently we did have it on draft at the WOB in Orlando.
So we can
and so far
almost compare all three.
So far it tastes better on draft.
Beer plus science equals good.
So what do y'all think of the beer?
Awesome.
Right now we're having the can, right?
Yes, this is the canned version.
I mean, it's good. You get grapefruit right away. Mm-hmm. And not overly bitter like some other IPAs could be. I don't know, I like it. It's really easy to drink.
Yeah, this is easily one of the top grapefruit IPAs, bar none.
Just one of the top IPAs in general, I think.
Yeah.
The aroma comes off strong with grapefruit, like grapefruit juice. Mm-hmm. Which is a little different from just having a sliced grapefruit.
It's carbonated nicely. It's got a nice color.
Yeah, it's hoppy up front, but then grapefruit in the middle and in the finish.
And then it's a nice little, very, very translucent shade of gold.
I was saying this is a good beer that you can even have for breakfast. So if you're doing a little bit of Eggs Benedict, you can have some grapefruit sculpin to go with it. Beer for breakfast, it works.
Breakfast stouts?
Yeah, or breakfast stouts.
Or just Guinness.
Yeah, man. Any time of day.
So,
Brunch?
Yes.
Fourth meal?
Sure. 11sies?
Second breakfast? No Tolkien fans.
Wait, what?
Tolkien fans?
Oh,
Lord of the Rings?
yeah, dude.
Tolkien.
It's been a while.
Tolkien.
Yeah, so like I said, tonight's theme is video games, upcoming E3 coming up. What would be, let me ask you guys, what's your favorite video game of all time? For me, it's kind of hard to say what can you play over and over again. For me, it's Fight Night. It's relatively new. You can do the working out little mini, which is just like a mini game. You can create yourself, and as you make yourself, you're go through the career mode. Your boxer will actually lose weight and get more fit. And if you want to, you can bulk him up depending on what type of exercises you make him do. So you can follow his career, change his weight class, accept challenges, play against other people. It's pretty, for me, it's pretty fun.
Awesome.
What about you, JJ?
For me, it's bar none, is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, made by BioWare. It was originally an Xbox, the OG Xbox and PC game, and one of the best Star Wars stories as far as Star Wars lore, and just such a well-crafted video game. Hands down, the best game ever made, in my opinion.
Great story in that one.
Yeah.
Especially if you love Star Wars.
Yeah, especially if you love Star Wars, but all the dialogue choices of being light side, dark side, and it had such an impact on everything. It's like, you want to go into someone's room, like, I need to get in there. You can use Jedi powers and be like, you will open the store for me. Or you could just kill the person and take the key and just steal all their stuff. Yeah, it's like,
See, for me, the part I didn't get originally about that game was the fighting.
right.
I thought it would be a lot. The game that I thought it would have been was closer to that of The Force Unleashed.
Right. Yeah. So because they were still going based off the old mechanics of traditional RPGs, where it was almost turn-based, but it was a little bit more action.
Yeah, again, it was more like Mass Effect because they also did Mass Effect. After they did Knights of the Old Republic.
Right. It's like the evolution of Dragon Age.
Yeah.
It played the first Dragon Age played just like Knights of the Old Republic, and like the newest Dragon Age, it's like playing Zelda or whatever. You have all your magic spells and everything, but it's all continuously fluid, like an action game. So, anyway, Tom?
Well, I would probably say the same. I love BioWare's RPGs are, probably the top of the heap. And, the fact that it's Star Wars is just, puts it over the top for me. But to go with something different, another favorite of mine is Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, for the GameCube, which is a really cool, like, Lovecraftian game where you control people throughout different eras in human history, but all their stories are connected. And it's just like a really well-told game. And part of it was, a cool thing about it was that it had a sanity meter. So as your sanity level goes down because of all the crazy, messed up shit you see in the game starts messing with your head. And that's like a really cool twist, I guess. So,
Definitely one of the most underrated games, probably in gaming history.
I think the one I'm going to pick is...
Okay. All right, Issa?
My favorite game would have to be Metal Gear Solid. It was one of the first games I bought when I first got the PS1. And it was just such a... At that time, for me, it was such a smart game. Like, it was very well thought out. And I played throughout the whole game, which is something I rarely do. It got me hooked, and I was always playing it. I think that's what
I would have thought your favorite game was fantasy football with the league. Fox Sports.
No, not that.
I thought that would be your favorite game. Playing with the league.
No, Metal Gear was definitely the first game that was cinematic. Like, there was a full-blown, like, bunch of cutscenes that you had to watch as you were progressing through the thing. Besides just RPG stuff, but movie style.
There were a couple of
what
PC
about
games.
Ninja Gaiden? I don't have those like cutscenes after each level.
Yeah, that's true, but...
I mean, I recall the Wing Commander games on PC having a lot of cutscenes in them.
Yeah,
That was a little
Blade
earlier.
Runner.
fair enough, okay.
But anyways, my choice for favorite game of all time may surprise some people because it was not really a huge hit. It's Alan Wake. It was a game for the Xbox 360, and it's a psychological horror kind of game, which really kind of reminded me of The Shining, because you're basically playing a author who winds up writing about the crazy stuff going on in this small town, and then it kind of like comes true. And it's a really, really cool story, and the story drives the game. The gameplay is, generic, but the story is really what makes it special, I think. And really, probably one of my favorite games ever.
That is a fantastic game. I absolutely love it.
So let me ask you guys before we get to the next question. We've tried both beers, bottle, can. Which do you think is better?
I'm going to go with the bottle. Yeah, I think the bottle's a little smoother balance as far as the flavors. The other one seemed like it was from the can. It's a little bit more hop.
Yeah, you get more of the hops.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I prefer the can.
I taste the grapefruit more on this one.
Yeah, exactly. In the bottle, you get more grapefruit. So
It's like grapefruit throughout from the bottle.
yes,
Just the can. I think the hops hit you like up front, and then you get the grapefruit.
So we have a mission for all you now. Find out why the hops taste is different. I mean, if you have any scientists listening,
I think it has something to do with the way the beer interacts with the aluminum or the metal of the can.
Issa, our resident scientist,
yeah.
Oh,
X-raying chickens and
growing chickens, and yes.
but they talk about this in
Sure,
juicing.
that one again.
Which I'll be doing soon, though. But they talk about juicing. You should never put juices in metal containers. You should put it in glassware. It changes the taste of it. So I think that's probably one of the reasons.
So let me ask you all: what game or game series do you hate, but everyone else loves?
Right off the bat, I'm going to go with Final Fantasy series in general.
I almost went there. Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
agree with you on that.
Well, why is that?
I liked Final Fantasy VII a little. It was a good game.
Yeah.
But overall, I think that it's one of the most overrated video game series there is. And I mean, I'm not really an RPG
I would have
guy,
to agree with you on that.
but
That's not my pick, though.
I'm not really the biggest RPG guy. So whatever.
What you can't tell
But-
is you should see the eyes rolling.
Oh, I know that other guy.
But
Here,
why? Because you
Dude.
don't like the back and forth of
I-
it?
Yeah, you don't like turn-based? Or...
I don't know. It just it
'Cause it had a
didn't,
great
it didn't
story.
It didn't click with me, dude. I liked part 7 a little. Like that's, but you know the other ones were boring.
Well, I think
I don't
Final
know.
Fantasy VII, for a lot of people, depending on your age, of course, but I think that was the RPG to determine whether you actually like RPGs or not.
Dude, that,
If you
I
like the
said
game,
that.
then you kept playing them. If you didn't, you're never going to like them.
You know,
Well,
that's pretty much what happened with me.
That or Chrono Trigger was that game. Like, if you play Chrono Trigger
it
or
just
Final
wasn't
Fantasy
for
VII.
me, dude. I don't know.
What about you, Isa? What game do you hate but most people love?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
Mortal Kombat.
Not Mortal Kombat.
No,
It'd be a cool
that's not-
game though, but Mortal Kombat.
That's like Metal Gear Solid.
no.
Mortal Kombat.
Motor Combat is Twisted Metal.
which they should bring back into the next gen. But no, Mortal Kombat, because I've never been a big. I mean, I love the game, the visuals of it, the way it looks, the way it plays. I'm not a person that picks up a game and starts button smashing, and I can't get into fighting games like that.
Finish it.
Yeah,
So you don't like any fighting games at all?
I like fighting. I just don't like buying them or playing them because I get bored of it quick. You know?
I like the game, but I don't like playing it. So what the fuck?
In other words, I suck and
It's
get
like-
my ass kicked all the time.
exactly. JJ just nailed it. But I just don't like fighting games because of that reason. You know,
That's
I
fine.
get beat all the time because I don't practice it or own the game, and it just doesn't really interest me.
Oh, here comes the excuses of all time.
Maybe if you own the game.
To be honest, what I didn't play.
My control's broken, guys.
It's not turned off. There's glare.
I've been
There's
having
glare on the
tunnel.
Oh my god, dude, that's amazing.
What about you, Tony?
For me, it's basically any racing game. I'm just the worst at racing games.
So you don't like it?
I don't
Any
like
racing game?
No. I
So
don't-
Need for Speed, you can't understand.
Well, if it's a game like with crashing, or like Twisted Metal, where you
What if
shoot,
it's like San Francisco Rush? Old N64 game?
or like
You can build
Cruising
levels
USA.
and just crash.
I'd probably be good at those. Just like-
How about like the Grand Theft Auto games?
I'm not a fan of those either, and mainly because of the driving parts.
Really?
You know, whenever there's a mission where you got to make it from point A to point B in a limited amount of time, I can never do it because I'm always like crashing into buildings and.
no, it's because you always stop at the video game strip club in Grand Theft Auto.
I'm easily distracted.
What about you, JJ?
I'm gonna go with a recent popular game. I'm gonna go with Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the most popular games right now, and I just can't get into. I understand why people like it, making your own world, but just the visuals kill me with it, and I like that motivation with a story to get me through a game. And the idea is you make your own story, but I played with Legos when I was a kid. I don't need to build fake blocks on a video game world.
See, now I always thought that was Hitler's book on scrapbooking.
Minecraft. I did not see that coming.
And there's the first Tony pun of the night.
For me, I can't. I just want to capture everyone's face right now. I'm going to say it. Mario.
Get out.
I don't think there's been one game that I have said, "Oh my god, I can't wait to get home."
What?
I remember trying to play like
So you're saying that
Mario 64.
Yeah, Mario 64 when it first came out,
It's
you
a
did
great
not.
game. That's
Yeah,
a great game.
I wanted to play it, and I'm playing. I'm like, what is the fucking point of this?
Do you just hate having fun?
I remember when that first came out, or before it even came out, they had demo units at Toys R Us right before it came out. When N64 was going to come out.
No, I was
would
busy playing
skip
outside.
school just to go play that. Like I would leave school and play that for hours and go home.
I think I have an ulcer.
Yep. Mario, I don't see the point of it.
I'm shocked.
Wow.
That's
And you know what? And it's so crappy, he couldn't even handle it by himself. They had to bring in his big brother to help him out.
And he sucked at plumbing too.
and then that didn't
Oh,
work.
now we're gonna trash Mario here? Come on.
So then they had to bring out, the evil versions of them. Because, having the big guy, the big mutant turtle, they couldn't beat that. For me,
His name is Bowser, and he's the king of the Koopas.
yeah. And what I hated even more than that was the damn movie they made.
That movie was shit, by the way.
Well, we're not going to argue with that.
Yeah, that movie was god awful. But don't shit on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. That was my shit, man.
The only Mario thing that I liked was Smash Brothers.
That wasn't just Mario.
Yeah, I don't like that game either because I got beat all the time. I
Was
can never
there-
figure out how to
You
do
need
those.
to learn the movesets.
Were there
man.
any games that you are good at?
Yes.
Those are his favorite.
Which
Games,
ones?
games that involve no one else but you?
Racing games.
So you're good at racing
I could
games?
definitely beat Tony at a racing
You
game.
definitely could.
That's for sure.
He's pretty good at racing games. I can attest to this.
So look for us on Periscope. We may start an account to see Tony and Issa race each other. And then
We'll have, racing game versus Mortal Kombat, and,
we'll see who wins.
battle of the terrible gamers.
That may be interesting. I'd like to see
So,
it.
so if that happens,
Or
look,
we could have a Grand Theft Auto race.
We could call it Clueless Gamer.
we'll talk more about that on Issa's Pieces next episode.
A future segment.
It's not called Issa's Pieces.
Not
I'm not
Issa's.
gonna let it call it.
It's not Issa's Pizzas, but it's Issa's Pieces.
Or
Like,
Issa's
oh,
Pizzas.
Pizza. It's gonna be super good.
Hey, brother!
Bro.
So we're actually on our second beer of the night.
Okay, and that's the one I brought. It is Heavy Seas Brewing out of Maryland. It is a double imperial stout that is barrel aged on Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels. This is the 2015 version. So you're looking at pretty much a pitch black beer with some light tan head on it. It's 9.5%, so it's very strong, but a very smooth flavor. It's one of the more easy drinking barrel aged imperial stouts, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree with
I
that.
was just going to say.
I think I'm done with the glass.
There's no liquor syrupy taste on it.
Right. Oh,
Small, it's strong on coffee.
and by the way, we
Little
put,
to no carbonation.
yeah, exactly, and we put it out just at the right temperature. This is optimal room temperature, almost, of bourbon barrel beers as they should be served.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good, man.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, I find Heavy Seas to be a very underrated brewery. Their Loose Cannon IPA is one of my favorites,
Very
and
So do you love Heavy C?
I love Heavy Sea.
You love Heavy D?
Hey,
Oh.
I think I would like a little bit more barrel aging on this one. It's a little bit more.
I noticed
Character.
previous years of this, it was a little more prominent, but I'll still take it. It's very well priced, and you can get one of these in the Bombers, and it's about $8, $7.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's fantastic for a bourbon age.
I would have that every year. Like, year,
Oh, and
I
it's-
can have a year. Is it a year-round beer?
For the most part, yeah, you can usually get it year round.
It's year round, though.
Yeah, it's like pretty consistent being available. At least I've noticed on shelves.
So let me ask you next question, guys. What's the strangest or funniest thing that you've seen happen in a video game? For me, it's kind of a toss-up between two things. They're both technically Xbox 360 games, maybe PS3 games. The first is the achievement in the Simpsons video game. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with, if you're not familiar with achievements in video games, when you achieve a feat in a game, they end up
Yeah,
giving you a credit, some points, and usually when you hit 1,000, each game is worth 1,000 points, so you can complete the game the way the creators wanted you to do it. So when you start the game, the scene comes up, The Simpsons, and it says press start. When you hit press start, you get a 1 achievement point, and it pops up, and you hear the comic book man say, "Easiest achievement ever." And I love that. And, the other thing that is a toss-up is the Deadpool video game from a few years ago.
never got to play it.
That game, if you're familiar with Deadpool, the character, the Marvel Comics character, he breaks the fourth wall all the time. He's always talking to the reader. In this, he's talking to the video game. So in the video game, he's talking to the video game company about playing a video game. And he's sitting in his crappy, craptacular apartment, scratching himself, eating burritos, what everybody would love to do. And he says, he gets a call and it's like, well, if we're going to make this video game, I want it to do this. I want hot babes to bust through the door. Somebody starts knocking on the door and he's like, oh my god, this is going to happen just the way I want it to happen. Can you believe this video game player? And then he, starts focusing on the player and he's talking directly to you and it's really funny. Like, he knows he's in the video game or he does something. He's like, can you believe I did that?
That's awesome.
So I love that. What about you, JJ?
Alright, well, I'm definitely going to have the strangest one of anyone. At a friend's house I played this. It was an import on the original Nintendo Wii. It was called Super Pee-Pee Brothers. Yes, this actually exists. So the game was, the basic game was that you pee in urinals. You got bonus points for peeing on animals. And, as everyone knows, the Wii remote, it was a wand remote. They gave you a wrist thing that you would strap on the Wii units. And it goes exactly where you think where the genitals go. And the greatest thing about this... Yeah. And the greatest thing about it was the description on the back of the box. Which it said, Super Pee-Pee Brothers promotes good bathroom skills and allows women to experience for the first time the pleasure of urinating while standing. And it's exactly what you said. It's a bunch of people just standing from a screen in yellow stream going into urinals and getting points. Top that!
It's a great drinking game until the one person starts peeing for real on the TV, and then it's like you gotta cut it off. Right?
How would you play that game, Issa? Don't you know what it's like to be like a man?
Because we start drinking.
I do it every day.
Yeah, we don't need the game for that.
So yeah, nothing's worse than that. Tony?
I don't think I can top that.
I've got a funny one. It's one of the assassination missions from Assassin's Creed 4. And the description of this mission is, we have confirmed that a certain British officer is terrorizing the villagers with his unit.
They mean soldiers, right?
Yes, of course. I'll explain later.
Okay.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Issa?
My weirdest moment would have to be a strange moment that I had when I first played Metal Gear Solid.
You thought you could go forward?
Fuck you.
That was warranted.
So basically, you're playing Psycho Mantis, and all of a sudden you're playing him in a boss level, and he tells you to connect the controller to. I'm like, what?
No, it doesn't tell you that.
Oh, it doesn't. Or I forgot though.
Oh, he just keeps reading your mind and knows what you're gonna do.
Yeah, exactly. But
he hints to you. Oh shit! Maybe I should try to unplug the controller and put it in the other one and do something.
And if you really suck at the game and weren't smart, you figured that part out.
They realized you could drive forward. So reverse.
Wait, is that what I've been doing wrong in the racing games?
You know how it pops up and says wrong way?
Yeah.
That's for you.
Oh.
N means neutral.
For me, I thought it was north. Some of the funniest moments I've ever seen in video games were in the Monkey Island series of games on the computer. Those were by LucasArts, and they were about this really nerdy guy who wants to be the most badass pirate in the Caribbean. His name's Guybrush Threepwood, and he wants to be a mighty pirate. But the funniest thing about it is he does these sword fight battles, and they go back and forth with the weakest insult puns. And there's one that just stuck with me. So they're having their sword fight, and somebody goes to him, "You fight like a dairy farmer." And so he's like, they give you a couple choices of how to respond, and the correct answer would be, "How appropriate! You fight like a cow." That's the funniest video game moments
Wow.
ever.
Okay. I just want to throw a quick bonus one in because it's more of an interactive thing. There was a game on Dreamcast called Choo Choo Rocket, which involved... It was a puzzle game of sorts where you had to get all these mice that were running around on a board into a rocket ship, and you had to use the D-pad to put arrows down to guide them to the thing, and there was a cat that would eat them. And I've never seen a display of grown adults yelling obscenities and such nasty, disgusting shit at each other over these little cute cartoon mice. Like, you stole my mice! You asshole! You piece of shit! Like, oh, dude. You would have had to see it to really appreciate this palette color of spring colors and just cartoon little mice that were... It looked so harmless. And then violence ensued.
So let me ask you all now, what game has gotten you angry? When have you wanted to throw your controller, kick the arcade, hit your computer? What's done it for you, Dan?
Oh, I've had moments like that playing Madden, for sure, where it'll look like, even if I do the slow-mo replay, that ball is in the dude's hand, and somehow the next frame, it just, like, flies 5 feet away.
Yes.
And it's like, no, it was in his fucking hand. How did that happen? Yeah, so stuff like that, definitely.
Sudden gust of wind.
Yeah.
Issa?
What about, no, that's up to Tony.
Oh, okay.
No. For me, it was... Well, I touched upon it, one of the previous podcasts was the ending of Karnov, which,
Thanks for playing.
yeah, you played through this, incredibly difficult game, and the ending is, congratulations, the end.
Wow.
So you just wanted to, break your television. Then there was, it's Rayman, one of the Rayman games, which was, incredibly, incredibly difficult. And that one I was just wanted to just break the controller in half because it was so hard. So, yeah.
What about you, Issa? What game has gotten you pretty angry?
When I played Back to the Future on Nintendo 8-bit, there was the game was cool. You got on a skateboard and you went through the levels. You missed the bees and the guy with the walking glass. And, it was cool, but then you got to this diner. And then when you got to this diner, this guy at the other end of the diner, he's throwing milkshakes at you. And there's guys running towards you. You're supposed to dodge them, but no matter how many times I tried, I can never dodge them. I always got the guys come up to me and I just lose because they took you a while to get to the diner, and then you had to start all over again. And it was really frustrating.
Could you dodge a wrench?
Yes.
Then you can dodge a dodgeball.
You can dodge a milkshake.
What about you, JJ?
I'm gonna go playing online with strangers in Call of Duty.
And why would that make you angry, JJ?
Let me tell you the ways. No. I'm talking about specifically playing with teammates that aren't your friends.
That don't know how to be on a team.
Yeah, exactly. So you have, let's say, so my 4 teammates are, one is Music Kid, who insists on, I'm going to play music in the background and sing along during the whole...
But you can mute them.
Yeah, I know this, but it's still annoying that no one wants to cooperate. So, and then you've got, Lone Wolf, who wants to just run straight into the line of fire and, with a rocket launcher.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, right. And do something like that. So besides that, I would say the game that frustrates me the most would be Trials HD. And
We're live on Periscope right now.
oh, very exciting. So Trials HD, the Inferno levels, that tests a person's mental stability. Most people don't even dare try play the extreme levels. I mean, you've seen me do it. I sat there on 3 hours, try, you fall at the same hole over and over.
You pretty much have to ride a bicycle vertically.
Right, yeah, it's a motorcycle game where it's 2D and you have to climb obstacles, and they just make it damn near impossible driving up walls. And if you run out of time, you gotta start all over again. Sucks.
For me, I'd have to say any video game where there's multiple video game discs. I don't know if you've ever played any of those.
Yeah.
Now insert disc 2. Now insert disc 3. I hate that so much. And also, you know what? It does burn my bacon. That should have been the question. Which video game burns your bacon?
Yeah.
But that, for me, I can't play any game that if it's multiple discs. Why? is it really so long? There was one game I played.
Yes, that's why they split it over multiple days.
No, it shouldn't be that long.
Thank God for Blu-ray.
I checked out a video game from the library, and it was like 3 discs long. And I put it in, and it took a while to install and played it. And I said, "What is this?" Like the first 30 minutes of the game is a video, and it was so boring. And I was like, I was just going for achievement points, and I remembered like this is just terrible. Who would ever make this game? I hope that company goes out of business. Their stock plummets.
What game was this?
I don't even remember.
Oh, okay.
I don't hold on to that. I hate it. Let it go.
True. I eventually beat Trials after going through a couple of controls.
I got 25 gamer points, so I was okay with that. Let me ask you, what gaming franchise would you like them to make a comeback or make a sequel if they never made one? For me, I'd have to say Road Rage.
Oh, yes.
Streets of Fury. Would be the other one.
wow, yeah, okay.
What about you, Dan?
I'd like to see the Road Rash series come back. The motorcycle racing one, where
Yeah.
you could attack people and stuff. I think that was one of the best, and I'd like to see it come back for next gen.
I agree with that as well.
Issa?
I would like to see a video, a movie, or sorry,
A video movie?
Yeah.
sorry, I was recording on Periscope though, but I was little. But actually,
What video game would you like to see come back?
what was the game that I talked to you about, JJ? That I wanted to come back.
Power Stone.
Power Stone.
Oh, you said Twisted Metal.
No, yeah, but that was another. There's so many that should come back. But Power Stone was a game on Dreamcast, and there was like a fighting game. Actually, it was one of the fighting games, the very few fighting games I liked, because you picked up people and you threw them, and you got these gems.
So it was basically like Smash Brothers.
Right,
Yeah.
before there was Smash Brothers.
Before, and it was like a top-down view. So it became a party fighting game, like just like like Smash Brothers. It was pretty cool.
So before we continue, we're on our third beer of the night, which is the one I brought, Undead Party Crasher by Clown Shoes. It's an Imperial Stout coming at 10% from Massachusetts, USA. It's pretty good. I think this brewery can do no wrong. I love it. In my opinion, they make the best beer labels.
They have fantastic beer.
We'll tweet out that link to their labels. I think they're some of the funniest labels.
I agree.
And the beer is just great. What do y'all think of the beer?
I was going to say another fact about this one is that it was formerly named Vampire Slayer, but they had to change it due to like a copyright infringement kind of thing. And
What do you think of the beer, Issa?
The beer's pretty good. Oh, tasty.
Yeah, the flavor, it's a little light, but still, it's got a good amount of flavor in it. So, yeah, pretty good. I enjoy it.
it's pretty chocolatey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to
It
say,
is a little bit stronger than the last one we had.
Yeah.
A little bit sweeter, a little syrupy, I think. The smell is also just as sweet as the taste, I think.
So she said.
So, Tony, what gaming franchise would you like to see make a comeback?
Rygar!
Bless you.
That did not sound like a sneeze at all.
Okay. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
He just felt like blessing you.
Oh.
hashtag blessed.
Well, thank you, Father.
Hashtag blessed.
I've heard-
Hashtag the struggle is real.
I'd rather you call me daddy instead of father.
Sometimes that's one and the same.
And don't worry, I'll bless your bathroom later. Hashtag recording studio.
That's a poop joke.
That was shitty.
Oh, Jesus.
It did stink.
Alright, so Rygar, that's your answer. I'm gonna go with...
Yes.
Alright, thanks.
Hashtag bless you.
I'm gonna say Knights of the Old Republic 3 needs to finally go down.
It needs to happen.
Yeah, I know they released Knights of the Old Republic, the PC game, and it was a big MMO, and yeah. No,
Did you play it?
I played a little bit of it.
So you play a little bit, you didn't play a lot of it?
I played about 10 hours worth.
That's
Oh,
it?
the PC version?
Yeah.
You sleep more than that at night.
No, I don't. Anyway, so I just don't like a game like that from BioWare should be single player. I want to be soaked into the story, and that doesn't do it for me.
Oh, you'll be soaked into the story, all right.
Okay, so very good. So,
Okay, so let me ask you, what are you looking forward to at E3, JJ?
alright, yeah. So for me, E3, this is the 21st year of E3, very exciting. So, as a lot of people know, a lot of people play video games. That's why we're doing a video game special. And if you didn't know, that the video game industry is the highest form of grossing media. It's averaging right now about $80 billion is its overall worth. So, and then it makes about $22 billion a year, and which is more than anything else. So exactly, a billion with a pinky. That's more than music, which is second at 10.
Because, I mean, that's how much, like, a summer blockbuster can make.
22 billion?
22 billion?
Well, one can make $1 billion.
That's like
Avengers made $1 billion. Will make $1 billion. How much do you think Star Wars is going to make?
Right. Well, I
$1
mean,
billion.
over the whole run.
for a year. For a year.
right. Well, yeah. Last year, movies made $9.5 billion, and video games were 22. So and people play an average of it's 3 billion hours per week worldwide.
And you're like half of that. So.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, so E3 is coming up. Very exciting. Starts on Monday. And so what I'm looking forward to the most is going to be, hopefully, the reveal of Mass Effect 4 by BioWare. One of my favorite games, since we don't get KOTOR. Space opera. And it's going to be an enormous large size compared to all their games. You know, endless planets you can explore. It sounds like it's going to be amazing. Besides that, Doom and Halo 5, which kind of had a leak, and it sounds like it's going to be one of the best Halo games ever. So, Tony?
I mean, I don't really have any expectations. I just, would just like to see
The excitement.
Yeah, trailers for like cool games that I didn't expect, and get you excited for the future.
Alright.
Oh, sorry. I just thought of one. Uncharted 4.
Oh, there you go. Thief's End.
The main reason to own a PlayStation.
Eventually.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing more video on The Division. It's a game by Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
And
Yes, they're being hungry.
it got delayed, and I want that to come out already. I definitely want to see I would love to see booth babes come back to E3.
They don't have room for it.
They need to make room for them.
Can you explain what that is?
Hot women dressed as your video game characters.
Cosplay, basically.
Cosplay.
Yeah.
Can you explain what cosplay is?
Do they not have that at E3 anymore?
We did talk about cosplay in previous episode.
Which episode was that?
I think it was episode 3. If I'm not mistaken.
But, by the way, they still have them. It's just that it doesn't get the press that it used to.
Yeah.
So, just so you know, I don't want to kill your dream there, but...
Yeah, you don't see them though.
Yeah, this is the first year that E3, they're giving away tickets to the public. 5,000 tickets went out.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that.
And-
Let's go jump on a plane and represent Beer Bros over there.
Yeah.
Let's
all
go.
all the media hates it. Anyway, Dan?
I'm looking forward to Rise of the Tomb Raider the most. I
Nice.
think that's going to be the best Xbox One game next year.
No, this year. Comes out this
Is it
year.
going to be this year?
Yeah, they announced-
Holiday season?
Yep, November 10th
Really?
is the
Okay.
leak date that
I thought
just
it was
came
going to
out.
be next year. Okay, well, even better, man. I think it could potentially be the best game of the year.
Yep. Time exclusive for Xbox One.
Finally.
Yeah, the last one that came out
The reboot.
was just called Tomb Raider,
Yeah, it was a reboot.
which was it really surprised everyone. It was really awesome.
To add though, I mean, we just announced today that their Oculus joined with Xbox.
right,
I
with
would love to
Microsoft.
see that presentation, see what they're going to bring to the table.
Well, that's why they did it there, because they said...
They're not going to talk about
That's
it.
why they leaked certain things, like the price of the new Xbox, which, it's going to be a terabit, the new price point, so they don't have to talk... Terabyte, sorry. So they don't have to talk about stuff like that. It's just going to be games.
So
is what they said.
What is the new price point?
$349 permanent, which is for the 500 gigs or whatever it is. Yeah, and then so the one the 1 terabit bytes is going to be $399. Comes with Master Chief Collection and a new controller. So anyway, Dan or Dave? No.
So let me ask you, what do you think, JJ, the big three need to do to win E3?
Okay, I'm going to say that Microsoft definitely needs to focus a little bit more on first party, which they've already said they're going to do, show a little bit more exclusives, and just keep focus on the games, because PlayStation is outselling Xbox, so they know that they're in second place, even though they're outselling the Xbox 360 in comparison to what, as far as the same time frame.
Yeah.
The Xbox One is outselling the 360. And then PlayStation, I feel like they're coasting. They know they have a big lead. They have nothing coming out this
They have
holiday.
no games.
Yeah,
I'm
like
very
Uncharted was going to be the
I
big
didn't buy a
one.
PS4 for that.
And it got delayed until next year. So I think they need to give us at least something, like a taste of what...
And Nintendo's not even going to bring anything to the table. They're not even going to talk about the new system.
Yeah, Nintendo already said they're not going to talk about the NX. And they said no Zelda.
Yeah.
So that's double whammy on Nintendo. They need to...
I think
figure out
Microsoft
something.
is really leading that path.
Yeah, to me, this is Microsoft's year. Like, this is your year to show, well, hey, come to Xbox. We got all the stuff. They've got all the money. Sony itself, the company, is not.
I mean, they took a big hit on that.
Yeah, because the PlayStation's really making all the money for the company right
got
now.
hacked.
So they need to do something to make it exciting. But I think Microsoft's going to walk away with it this year. They have all the exclusives this holiday. Plus, besides Halo 5, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Forza 6, as exclusives. And then the big rumor is Gears of War, the remastered. The first game is going to be this year. And then a partnership with Fallout 4, I was hearing, is a big possibility as well. So
right now we're on our fourth beer of the night. That's brought to us by Dan.
Yeah, I am bringing the St. Bernardus ABT12 Oak-Aged version. This is obviously from Belgium. It's 11% alcohol by volume. And, it's... The normal ABT12 is already one of the best beers in the world. And this is oak-aged for 6 months in oak Calvados barrels. Then gives it a little bit of a richer taste, I think. And, it's pretty intense, man. I don't know.
It's a Belgian quad.
Yeah.
Its aroma is beautiful. You can definitely smell the oak in it. When I smell it, I get apple, raisins, a little cinnamon even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get almost like a wine aroma from it.
Yeah, man. It's very good. It's intense.
The taste is sweet.
Oh,
I
wow.
definitely
It
smell
tastes-
apple.
It tastes, to me, it does have a little bit of a bitterness like a wine, like a Zinfandel, but it's not that bitter.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, it tasted like you said. Hints of the apple. I don't know about the raisin. My taste buds aren't that perfect, but
Well, I'm not saying the taste, I'm saying the smell, the aroma, when you get a whiff of it.
yeah, I definitely get the Zinfandel.
Our sommelier for this evening, Asa Lopez, everybody.
Oh, ladies, you don't have to worry about him whining and dining.
You might have to dine and dash, though. No, but for real, though, you might have to.
Yeah, just a quick plug for St. Bernardus. I find St. Bernardus, the ABT12, the Act 12, that's, if you don't have someone, if you have a group of friends and they're not into craft beer, the original St. Bernardus Act 12 I think is one of the perfect beers to introduce people into this world of unique beers.
These were the first beers we were drinking when we were in Tony's a couple years back.
No, in Vegas.
You remember they were eating, not eating, we were drinking these beers, like these St. Bernards and all these Belgian beers, and I was like, yeah.
St. Bernards.
I was like
We
disgusted
were watching
by them.
Beethoven the movie.
I was disgusted by them. They were so strong, and I didn't want to drink them, and you guys, now I can drink it, and
Yeah, I think it's another one of those cool gateway beers that it's super easy for people to get into that are not... Because IPA can be way too much on the
Dude,
palate.
you know what
for
it is?
people.
It's at like a lot of crafty bars, and it'll typically be the strongest thing that's on tap. And a lot of times you'll get people that are like, "Yo, give me the strongest beer, bro," and then they try it. And
So
they're
why
like,
does
"That was
everyone have to
actually
have a deep voice? Why does everyone have to be such a deep voice?
No, I'm just saying that if it was
Why
going to be
can't
like
it be a
the
high
typical
voice?
Miami guy,
Typical Miami guy.
But I think that's a factor in it too, because since the ABV is so high in St.
but they try that and they wind up liking it. So they're like, "Oh, let me try other stuff like that."
I mean, if there's certain people that they're cheap dates and they have one glass of beer and
I'm not a cheap date.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm just
but-
avoiding my beers.
no. I'm talking when you first started getting into it. You would have like 2 Yinglings and you would be like, "Dude, I'm buzzed. I'm feeling it."
So I drink my beer real fast.
But he's like, dude,
I don't
he's light.
savor
Oh,
it.
yeah, it's a real lightweight.
He doesn't have anywhere to store it.
I could drink 12 Yinglings and I don't feel it.
Bullshit, dude.
Yeah, Yinglings.
That's going to be a live challenge. I'm going to put the video up on our site.
Yeah,
You can find the video of Lisa drinking 12 Yinglings.
whatever those are.
We'll be taking him to the matchbox or the toolbox to get these Yinglings.
My ding-a-ling.
My ding-a-ling.
I will not be having those 12 Yinglings. I'll be having Yinglings. What do I call it? Is that what you pronounce it, Yinglings?
Bro, whatever.
Yinglings.
I hear it pairs well with pizza.
It's super good.
Fuck you, Tony. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
You're cool.
I'm cool.
And you're cool.
He pointed to you, listener.
No.
To the microphone.
You guys are cool. Keep listening.
So let me ask you, if you could have one beer with any video game character, who would it be? For me, I'd have to say from the game of Metroid.
Is Pac-Man?
She's not in Metroid. What is wrong with you?
I'd like to have a drink with Samus.
Really? That's interesting, man.
A hot woman that has like this high-tech armor. So you can go, because some of the best places to drink
You
are...
just wanted to put that thing somewhere.
No, I like to go somewhere where it's not safe, but she's got like these super huge guns where it's like, we can
Like
walk
those
around
guns,
doing
huh?
whatever we want.
Like big
Yeah.
guns, don't you?
No.
Okay.
I don't really know. That's a tough one.
We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Trevor from GTA 5.
Nobody knows who that is.
Explain why.
No one plays GTA?
Let's say
Am
why.
I the only person?
Yes,
Because
we all
he's a
have jobs.
psychopath.
Yeah, exactly. He's a psychopath.
He's a psychopath.
He'll stab you to death,
No,
take
he
your
wouldn't.
beer, and then feed it to
No,
a
he
cow,
wouldn't,
and then
because
kill the cow.
No, he didn't do that in GTA. He was just a fun, crazy character.
Oh yeah, he didn't kill anybody in the game.
He did it.
Okay, well that's...
So it's a fun game, dude. Like, it was like a cool. You're killing other people. You're playing. But he never really did. Well, I didn't think he was a bad person. I mean,
He was a maniac
he was
killer.
a funny guy.
Anyway,
What about you, Dan?
You know what? Yeah, I just remembered. I would want to have I would want to share a drink with Leisure Suit Larry.
Yes.
yes.
If you guys remember, he was a early '90s to mid '90s PC game who was kind of like for adults, but
Oh, it was
an adult game.
It was one of the first
It was
games rated
Was it
AO,
an AO
adults
game?
only.
I know it was an adult
The
game.
whole point was to try to get him laid.
Yeah,
I remember playing that. It was on a floppy disk.
yeah.
That's what you
But
got.
then if you were really good at the game, though, it would get hard. It would go from a 3.5 to a 5 1/4. Oh!
And it was a hard drive.
But Lisa never got that far.
Oh, I got that far. I got the laser disc.
Which is also irrelevant.
Yeah. No, but yeah. Anyway, but he
So
was
you're saying it's
basically-
old and no one uses it?
No,
Issa, what you really
that
had?
would definitely be a cool game to bring back though.
What you
I don't
had,
think they can do it
Issa,
today.
They can.
They are making a new one.
Issa, what you had was a zip drive. It was over before it began.
I remember those.
Yeah.
Oh,
So does
man,
Issa.
it's rag on Issa Day today.
He still has
It's
one.
every day.
Tony.
For me, the answer is obvious. Duke Nukem.
Yeah, almost for the same reason. I think I would.
I think that was the first game that had strip clubs in it.
Oh, the Leisure Suit Larry game.
It's sort of a common theme for my video game picks.
Strip club, the video
Beer
game.
and strip clubs and, I don't know, crashing into buildings. Kind
I
of,
would point that.
kind of, mirrors my reality, I guess.
Sounds like my last week.
What about you, JJ?
I'm gonna say. What did I just have in mind? I was gonna say. Oh, Booker DeWitt from Bioshock Infinite.
Really? That's interesting.
Because of the time manipulation with Elizabeth. So, you get to hang out with hot chick, have beers with her, and just travel through all these time periods.
But you'd only be with Booker. You wouldn't be with Booker and Elizabeth.
I'm saying I would be Booker.
Oh.
Oh, not really. Or that, or I would travel along with him. That's fine. He wasn't making moves towards her anyway, so there we go. So it's all mine.
Yeah, and plus in the game, like, when you would drink alcohol, you would, like, get extra health.
Yeah, and you get
That's true,
powers.
that's true.
Yeah, exactly. So, there you go.
And also, it was a fucking phenomenal game.
Yes, one of the best games
All the,
ever.
all the Bioshock games were amazing.
So let me ask you guys then. We get to my favorite part of the show. What burns your bacon? For me, you know what burns my bacon?
Tell us, Dave, what burns your bacon?
On a 2-lane highway, people who don't speed, who drive slow in the passing
I agree
lane.
on you there. I agree on you there.
You agree on him?
I agree on that. Dude,
He's gonna
I
agree all
agree to disagree.
It's all over your face.
I was scared for a second.
I was stuck behind someone doing that. I hated it. Oh
I'm confused. So, do you feel the same way or not?
no, I feel.
I agree to disagree, but I agree with you.
I
agree on you.
I agree,
I
but I
agree.
agree to disagree. So, yes, you do agree? That burns your bacon as well?
Definitely.
JJ, what burns your bacon?
Well, I'm gonna stick with the theme that we're doing with the video game thing.
Call of Duty players? You already said
No. This is particular to E3 itself. They'll have the conference of Sony, Microsoft, specifically Sony. They always do this every year. Here is the world premiere gameplay demo of Uncharted 4 or whatever game. And they'll zoom out and show the crowd instead of showing you the feed of the video game or the asshole playing the game. Like zoom in of the control and you see the fingers playing the game. That's just what I fucking tuned in for. That burns my
Or like little kids playing with a little furry animal. Like Remember that one?
That was terrifying.
Connectimals?
Connectimals.
Tony, what burns your bacon?
Going back to the traffic, a myriad of things on my morning commute every time.
We live in Miami.
I know. It's the worst place to drive. So, when you're in the left lane and you would like to get into the left, the further left lane to make a turn, but the guy in front of you leaves like a truck empty length between the car in front of him.
Yes.
And if you would just scoot up, then you could get in the left turn
Oh,
lane.
yeah.
I honk at them. Literally, honk at them.
Honk at them. And then honk at them.
Honk at them.
Honk at them and then honk at them.
Yeah.
A better response.
Hawk at them.
I never said hawk.
It's never the car that's like directly in front of you, but like, it'll be like 3 cars
So the
up.
car's
and you-
not moving all the way up.
yeah, leaving empty spaces for no reason.
Yeah.
Just burns my bacon.
It burns his
Issa,
You know
what
what
burns your
burns
bacon?
my bacon when people pass gas in public. I hate it.
Or when recording a podcast.
Yes.
Right? It's a private residence.
Yeah, you did not pass gas. You let go of Niagara Falls up in there. Like, seriously.
So then you're okay with it.
No, I'm not okay with
You
it.
said-
I burns my bacon. You definitely burned the sofa.
That was a good one, dude. That was a good one.
And Issa's retired for the rest of the show. Damn, what burns your bacon? yourself?
You know what? No, what really burns my bacon is when people try to use like big words in conversation and they don't know and then they don't know what it really means, and then so they sound like even stupider, even though they're trying to sound smarter.
Example.
Like if somebody's
What was it?
like when they say something is.
The example.
Unpossible or something.
That's impossible.
No, but actually that's not what I was meaning. I was meaning when they use the a correct word, but like in the wrong context, and it just like doesn't actually fit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like iracceptable.
Oh, wow.
Irregardless, bro.
Irregardless. Oh.
I can't even think of like a real example, but I used to see it a lot in like kids shows too. The bad guys would always try to sound like they were smart and say like all these, you know,
they're all
big
smart
words
kids,
and you know,
Yeah, because
use
they're
this
trying to like
vocabulary.
articulate. Oh, see, I used a big word there. Articulate.
So they would use this you know, great vocabulary, but then they would say shit that actually made zero sense. It's just like sounding cool. I don't know, that's kind of stupid. That
Burn my bacon.
That bird is bacon.
So let me ask you guys, what was your favorite beer of the night?
Definitely the
aged ABT12.
For me, I have to say the Clown Shoes.
Wow, we're all disagreeing here.
Huh? That's
Tony?
You know, the Ab 12 is really good, but I would go with the Grapefruit Sculpin.
Yeah.
grapefruit sculpin. Yep. The bottle.
Okay. Sounds good. Remember, you can if you have any comments or questions you want to write to us, let us know. We're now on Untapped.
That's right.
And next
Periscope.
podcast, check us out on Periscope. We'll be filming a couple minutes of the podcast.
And as always, you can always write to us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at BeerBrosBS. You can write to us to what, Dan?
Oh, I was saying also, beerbrosbs@gmail.com. You can send us some questions if you have them.
Yeah, you can write to us on email. Always, our website has everything going on there, beerbrosbs.com. And as always, you can always listen to our episodes on SoundCloud and on iTunes. So for the end of the night, I have to say, I'm Dave, the Big Librarian. You can also find me contributing on toughnarl.com.
I'm Dan. You can find me at Dan12Con.
I'm Issa.
And I'm Tony.
I'm JJ at The Metal Chef.
All right, good night, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.